Hey, hi guys, how's it hanging? How's it going? Alles goed. Awesome. That is great to hear. I'm here with a few friends of mine. One's a teammate, the other one is a friend of mine that I play against, play test with, Theorycraft a lot with, Bruce and Stefan.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, we got news of the banners today. I got news from Stefan. I was busy playing League of Legends and stuff, and I was just kind of like, resident sleeper just waiting for this ban list like wondering what the fuck is going on, what taking too long. And he's like, hey, laced. I'm like, what? No lies, Konami, man, no.
No lies, only dreams.
Exactly. And we have the ban list right in front of us. So coming at number one, we have Jin released of Rituals. What do you guys think of that one?
I love it. I
I
could
think
take,
it's good.
yeah, I could take like 5 cards out of my main and side deck. So yeah, more space.
Exactly, that's
Yeah.
just really fucking
And no
awesome.
more mediocre cards like Bullblader.
Yeah, I think it's good. It needed to happen. The real reason, as a former Necros player myself, people hated the deck was not really because of all the searching and the consistency. Yes, it's good, but the real thing that because if you cannot out the Jin, you basically lost.
Yeah, it's like an alternate win condition.
True, like Fanty's emptiness first turn, basically,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like so annoying, and they have the cards even to protect it. So it's
with Valkyrus and
sometimes with the discard of Gungnir and Trishula. So it's really sometimes a bitch card to get over. Yeah,
True. And now with coming in second, Lavavo Chain.
it's not really necessary to ban that card. Like most of the decks that use it need two of them to make their gimmicky loop or something. But just banning it also kills a lot of other decks. If you just limited it, it will be fine.
yes, and I also think it's like not necessary because you already banned the Jin. Like most Necros players, uh, which I think is the only deck that really uses Lavalva Chain as a staple. They only played it so they could drop the Jin, and since you already got rid of it, I don't see any reason to also ban Lavalva Chain.
I
I
guess
think the
the
reasoning is that it opens a lot of many loops or FTKs, but most of the decks that use those need two lava chains, so just limited it will be will be enough.
true, but I guess with a lot of, I guess when Konami was trying to like, they said they didn't want to do the whole preemptive policy of just banning like the cards straight up just because they thought that like, oh, it may become a problem later into the future after a certain card has been removed. I think they just wanted to be like, well, this might become an issue maybe later on, since like it is a very good setup card. It is one of the
Yeah,
best setup cards in the
Yeah.
game.
that's
Yes.
true.
Absolutely.
So it's basically a sort of pseudo rota for any card that you want on top of your deck, or it can be a voltage burial for you for any card that you want in your graveyard, from breakthrough
Yeah.
skill to Jin,
Yeah.
basically for your lock or whatever. And
Yeah.
then on the semi-limited list, we have Shrit. What do you guys think of that one, man?
I didn't really saw that one coming, but when I think about it, it's actually a pretty good hit. It's harder to get their big monsters out now. Like not really harder, but
You
yeah.
gotta be really careful with your resources now that Shrit is at one. I still think the real problem in the deck is Unicorn. I love Unicorn to death in the deck.
I'm
It's
rather surprised they didn't hit that one.
I was kind of surprised as well, but we'll see what happens because a unicorn has been kind of the bane of the existence of a lot of decks. It's kind of like you put a unicorn out, and you kind of protect the unicorn, kind of just like how you would do with a Genlog, basically,
Mhm.
where it's kind of like, well, none of their regular monsters in their deck can get rid of it, and if they also play no back row, they can't really get rid of it either. So it just kind of sits there.
yeah.
And then also limited Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier.
Hype.
Hype, Yang
Don't think tier
Zangs.
1.
Yeah, Yang Things. Like, let's be honest. The I believe it's the only deck that really can use it effective. I think is Yang Thing. Yes. Um, what's it called? Shadow can go into synchros.
Yeah, but it
But
requires
Burning
3
Abyss
monsters.
also might see play because the only thing you need is a Rubik and two other Burning Abyss monsters. I see it
I
being
don't think you
played
can
different.
use Rubik. I think it's limited to only Burning Abyss monsters.
Yep,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. Oh,
yeah.
sorry, I did not know that. But
I think so. In any case.
so well, there goes that idea. Uh, but yeah, I don't. I mean, Clifford's don't play synchros. Yeah, Shadows has the option to go into it. Um, Macross doesn't play synchros apart from their kaleidoscope plays, but they don't really use it to go and make a synchro. Ritual Beasts, if you would counter them, like doesn't play synchros, so really, it's really. I don't know what's gonna happen to it.
I think it's a good move to bring it back, since most of the decks already got power creeped by the Neil deck, so this card gives them more power to fight against it. Because
Yes,
it's pretty much on the same level, in my opinion, on the Neil decks. With strength.
Okay,
yes.
that's some.
I think it's good because it gives a bit of power to some rogue decks that are able to get into it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But apart from that, I do not see any real deck see
Okay.
being played in.
And on the
Oh,
semi-limited list is Atlanteans, Dragoons, and Dragon Ravine. I guess with Dragoons, it's obvious to
yeah.
help the mermaids, I guess, to
The,
get back into some strength and to prepare for the Atlantean Princess coming out. And Dragon Ravine because Dragon Ruler format is kind of gone now. Dragoontes has kind of been around. Nothing has been hit from the Dragoonity
I don't
decks
really
except
think
for Ravine.
I don't really think that the Dragoons same limited was necessary, but we'll see when the card actually comes out to print.
So I
Yeah.
guess you thought it would have been better probably just to bring it out at 3 again and just call it.
Uh,
I think it's better if it stays limited.
Also, I'm coming back on the Trisha. I'm actually kind of curious to see what decks we might see now because Trishla obviously is a really broken card. I still believe
Yeah, but it
because
is still at 1.
yeah, but i- if it goes off, it's like now the problem we had with Necros is that we could get trished. Now
Yep.
everybody can basically trish us.
Yep. It's kind of like.
It's kind of yeah, but I'm kind of curious to see how decks will evolve now. So we
Well,
might see a build where Clifford may actually be able to pull off
well,
a
the most
Trisha.
older decks can only make Trish for the turn, and then they're done. So if it gets negated, they're basically losing a turn. Most of the other decks. So yeah.
True. But the thing is, with Shadows, though, I can kind of see it happening because part of the not so limited list anymore, there's Glow Bulb that is now at 3. Because I can kind of see where I play with you do Mathematician, dump Bulb, you have a Dragon or a Skomahata out, and you have an instant Trish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not. It's. I think it's really a very strong card to play, but I don't think it's really that consistent to bring out.
Okay. And the rest on the unlimited list is Sinister Serpent, Dark Strike Fighter, Sacred Sword of Seven Stars, Temple of the Kings, and Exchange of Spirit.
No one really played those cards.
Yeah,
no,
not
yeah.
necessarily too relevant.
I'm kind of curious what happens to Temples of the Kings. I think the card wasn't bad, but uh, it seemed like a gimmicky card to play one off.
True,
Because
true.
maybe now it's back at 3, we might see it actually be played because there is some consistency, quote unquote, to it because you now have 3 copies of it. But yeah, I see. But all the other cards, yeah, they didn't really do anything apart from Girl Bulb, which is a decent card, but not
It's once
really.
per duel, so
Once per
yeah.
duel, so yeah, I don't think you want to play even more than one.
True.
So
But mhm.
so I don't, yeah, I understand what has gone off the limited appendix.
I
True.
was surprised that they didn't bring any staples back to 2 or even 3. Like compulsory can go back to 2 easily, same with Ranger Tribute.
I think it'd probably enable a lot of a lot of floating decks. Basically, I think those stuff like Burning Abyss, stuff like Yang Zings. Even though some of them can miss timing, Burning Abyss doesn't miss timing, so they can easily play cards like those.
That's true.
Mhm. Yes, but
I'm
yeah,
also surprised that they didn't limit lose one turn. The
Well,
question
lose
is
one
just
turn isn't necessarily a problem right now. It kind
yeah,
of keeps the meta in check, though.
but they didn't really hit Clifford in any other way. So yeah, I don't think that's really good.
True, but the only other deck that has not been touched at all is Teller Knights. At all. Any
yeah,
one card from that deck. Maybe Lavalval Chain, kind of, sort of. Like some other players would play a Lavalval Chain so they can get a Deneb Engrave or Altier to top deck, I guess. But other than that, yeah. Nah, man.
yeah. That's why I do not really understand the level of as a competitive player. Do look at it. I really do not focus that much on rogue decks. So maybe there are some cool gimmicky plays you can pull off with Revolver Chain in a tune deck. I don't know, but yeah. Apart from that, I don't really understand the Revolver Chain.
Okay, cool. But that's our time that we have for this topic. I guess it's kind of a little bit somber. It's kind of a little bit like we're all in kind of all the whole Yu-Gi-Oh community, or the ones that find this list relevant to the ones that go to YCS, the ones that go to regionals, and the ones that are taking part of the qualifying season. Will look at this list and kind of be a little bit surprised because I mean, this is what we're going to need to be playing with until further notice. Because again, Konami has not put an end date on the ban list again, so
I
we'll
think
see.
they will do another banlist after the Megatins drop, but who knows?
I think it feels strange to me. Just like they dropped the ban list today and it's immediately active. So it's like, oh,
Yeah, this is get the
this is
fucking cards out your deck, please.
yeah, yeah. It's really weird not being able to really get changes to
Yeah,
test. It's strange.
yeah. Well, I
I
guess
thought
like some of the stuff from the ARG list wasn't total bullshit. I guess
no,
so.
but
It's
but
gonna.
I think the which we will see probably getting a lot of is that they will do more of these lists with minor changes because then, let's be honest, like there were just 6 cards.
Yeah, like 6 cards, but some of these 6 cards were like the biggest changes to the meta we have ever seen.
True,
It
true.
was fucking insane. It's like Jin gone, huh? Well, half a deck is dead. Schwitz gone to 1. Well, that
Another
sucks.
half of the deck.
Yeah. And then we got Trish back. It's like, oh wow, now our other deck is actually compatible. Well, shit. And then Dragoons is basically to do preparation for our next deck. Then yeah. So guys, I'd like to thank Bruce and Stefan for taking out their times out to I don't know, give some insight, to give their opinions on how the meta is gonna go, how the meta is probably gonna shape up to be. Be awesome, guys. Stay awesome, guys, and have a wonderful day.
Goodbye.
See ya.